It is Tuesday, July 14th, and you are watching Leader to Leader, presented by Brevard. I'm your host, Gio Roper from Roper & Partners Public Relations, proud graduate of the Leadership Brevard class of 2001, the best class ever. And I will fight you on it if I have to, because each and every class is the best class. And so we'll hear from the best class of 2020 today when we welcome our very special guest with us in just a few minutes. But want to let you know, Leader to Leader is brought to you by Brevard. It happens every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12:15 p.m. live on this Facebook page, or hopefully you don't catch it live, you can catch the replay. And it is an opportunity for Brevard to showcase some of the Leadership Brevard graduates and have them share some of their leadership insights, their experiences, the things that they do that help to make our community so very special, both in their professional and in their community service work. And our guest today is definitely involved in our community and in so many ways. And I'm very, very proud to have her with us. If you are interested in being part of the program, if you're a Leadership Brevard graduate, give Brevard a call or go onto the website, send them an email, let them know you'd like to be here. We got a lot of folks that have signed up. We've been doing this show since, I think it'd go back to late March or 1st of May, I'm sorry. And it's been going strong, having a great time with it. And everybody who comes on brings their own unique perspective. And so we're always welcoming new guests and happy to have you with us. Also, don't forget, it's that time of year. We are registering for the 2020-2021 Leadership Brevard class. This is a program that sells out each and every year. So you want to get in on it now. Do give Brevard a call at 632-8222, and or you can go on to leadbrevard.org and get more information there. It's Tuesday. I always feel like Tuesday is kind of my warm-up day. I feel like I fall out of rhythm Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday I get back in the saddle here and get ready. But this was an opportunity for me today to really make sure I'm on top of my game, because our guest today is someone that I've really looked forward to having with us. And you want to talk about a true community leader, I want to introduce you to Cita Maloon-Gibson. Hello, Cita. Welcome to the program. So glad to have you here. And if I can do a quick introduction, if you don't mind, I'm going to brag on you a little bit, if that's okay.
Thanks, Gio. Thanks for having me, and thanks to Brevard for this format that we have. I am so excited. I'm just so appreciative, and I want to thank you, Gio, for having me.
Oh, that's okay. Hey, call me whatever you want. Don't call me late for dinner. I'm okay.
All right, Gio. Thank you.
I tell you, and if you wanted to, and I should address you appropriately, Lieutenant Colonel Gibson. She is retired U.S. Army, the Regiment Army Corps of Engineers. So first of all, thank you very much for your service. We really appreciate all that you've done for our country. And she's also the founder and president of ATIC and MGAA Professional Development. She serves as the adjunct facility at several colleges and universities in curriculum fields in human resources development, management, and leadership. She was a DO, Department of Defense instructor at DOMI. I know that has to say, let me know what the acronym means for that, please, Cita.
Defense Equal Opportunity Management Institute, and that's right here in sunny Florida.
That's right. Is that Patrick Air Force Base?
Patrick Air Force Base, yes.
Yeah, that's great. She's worked retired Department of Defense executive. She's worked for the Department of Treasury, the Army, Air Force, Homeland Security, Army Corps of Engineers. I don't think there's a job you haven't done. I think President hasn't been on this list.
There hasn't been. I'm the president of my own company.
Oh, there you go. And so many other things that we'll talk about. But Cita, I want to give the floor to you and really let you share a little bit about yourself, kind of your story and what makes you who you are, because it's really fantastic the things that you've done.
Well, thank you, Gio, for that wonderful introduction. And I want to thank Brevard and the staff for just putting this forum together so that we can share and empower people. I am going to make my story real short. I always say my story is from the pit to the palace, from private to colonel. That's how I retired. And then also, I call myself they used to call me the cleanup woman because they always assign me in one of the DOD jobs where I have to go in where there was so much change that needed to be done and things that needed to be fixed. So I was called the cleanup woman. So, and I think that I believe I always left everything better than I found it because there was no way to go but up. I have this accent, and before the audience say, "Where's she from?"
I didn't even pick it up. So go ahead and share then.
I am a native born of St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands. There are 3 islands, St. Thomas and Croix and St. John, and I grew up there, with 2 wonderful parents. And then I joined the military, and from the military, I met a young man, got married, and we have 2 beautiful adult children. And so where I am right now, it's not because of what I really did, but it's because of what my ancestor did that opened the door and gave me the opportunity to, I guess, to accelerate. But one of the things I want to say is a lot of people look at me and say, how did you get there? How did you become the empowerment doc? Well, while I was in the military, people always wondered why I got from private to colonel. I guess they think it just pinned it on in me or something, but they didn't.
I think there's a little more to that story than that.
yeah, but it was more than that. And my peers and some of my supervisors seeked me out to see how I transitioned that far and that fast in my career. And I always tell people I worked for it, and I tell people, work for it, do the work, and you will excel. And I tell them, don't stay on your back because that's going to run out in a period of time. Just work. Yeah. And your work will produce results. So when I got ready to transition, when I retired in 2005 from United States Army, and at that time I was in the Corps of Engineers, was my regimental affiliation. So when I retired, before I retired, I decided I want to do something. And that something was I wanted to help people to do better, to excel, to be equipped, to be the best you and the best that they could be in any organization. It's not where you start, it's how you finish. That's why I always say from the pit to the palace. You could be a private, that Joseph story. They put Joseph in the pit, but he came out and look at what happened to him. And so I wanted to help others. And my target group at that time was young people. We have those individuals, I guess, like myself, that, became honor students. We excel. We got, scholarship. Well, I didn't get scholarship. The Army took care of me really well. But you have individuals that excel, and then you have some individuals that just are failures. They just want to be failures. And then you have the middle, those what I call C students, C employees with possibilities. Those are the ones that I searched out to help them to get to their next level of success. And I call it grow. I penned a book. It's called Growing and Empowering Future Leaders. And that's how I got the coined the Empowerment Doc. And I have that URL and all the rights to the Empowerment DOC. Wow. So that's me. Right now, what I'm doing, I am giving back in the community as much as I can. Oh, I know I'm connected with the Chambers of Commerce. I stay connected with my military family, Military Officers Association, MOA. I'm the last iteration of what's called the WACS, the Women Army Corps. Okay. That's before you was born, Gio.
Thank you for thinking I'm that young, but no, I did.
The Women's Army Corps. So I am the last iteration of the WACS. And we have another group that's called Women Veteran Interactive. And that's women helping women in businesses and women helping women that were veterans that became homeless. And a lot of people, they look at veterans chauvinistically, I like to say, as being males only. But society forgot there were a lot of women that serve, and we serve well, and they become homeless sometimes overnight if they get a divorce, if their spouse died and they don't have any benefits. And so that's one of the areas that I help people to transition in. Now, that's on my nonprofit side. And then I help the kids with scholarships, those individuals that, you see potential and possibilities in them. I used to use the term disenfranchised. They're not disenfranchised. They're young people with a lot of possibilities that had not had the opportunity and the resources to be propelled to their next level of success. So that's why I am growing and empowering future leaders. I'm connected to a lot of other organizations. I try to, during my spare time,
you have spare time.
I like to serve in my church, or in ministry. And my ministry calling is feeding the homeless and clothing people. And not only the homeless, but, I think we have a responsibility and accountability to help keep, I'm giving you a shout out with the Hound Up Project, to help keep our kids fed in the school system.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stop there and let you ask me the questions.
Very good. No, that's tremendous. I admire you for all that you do and have done. I think you've just had a marvelous career. I think one of the points you made right at the very beginning was that, you're not given anything. You earned every one of those stripes, every one of those pins, everything right up to that colonel designation. And that's something that is to be said for you, because that's a never quit attitude. That is what makes tremendous people. I admire you. And in the short period of time that we're getting to know each other, I'm just like, wow, again, I feel like such a slacker sometimes.
No, don't you?
With folks like you.
You are powerful in your craft. We all are not alike.
Absolutely.
We all have unique gifts and talents. Look at your talent here. You are just helping so many of us in the community. I like to tell people that I'm a soldier for life, because that soldier in me is going to stay for life, and soldier not only but soldier as a servant leader.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that, Cita, if you could. Define, because I think you just kind of did allude to it. What is your leadership style, and what got you through the military and all that you do? What are those traits of a leader that you feel you really have?
Well, I'm going to say what the traits of a leader are for me, but I would like to say I have more than one leadership style. But I like to say that mine is strategic leadership. Right now, you have, when you're a strategic leader, you have a vision, and you're looking forward. And when I say you're looking at forecasting and looking at the growth of the company and how the company is going to grow in the future. And when I say the growth of the company and how it's going to grow in the future, we're talking about succession planning. If you ain't like, I have a small, one solo company, but other organizations call me in to share my perspectives on this. But if you are working as a strategic leader and you have a vision for that company, everyone in the company should know what the vision is, the core values, and what the end results look like. So a strategic leader or strategic leadership, it's looking at those things that's going to get us the results in the end, but particularly succession planning. If Cita Gibson goes away tomorrow, if Cita Gibson retires tomorrow, if Cita Gibson, just die tomorrow, the company should not shut down. There should be some sort of succession planning to take that organization forward. And not just one person, but every position within your organization should have a backup plan, someone that's going to move you to the next level. I should be training the others behind me. My dad used to say, this is Claude Maloon. This isn't John Maxwell or anybody else. This is Claude Maloon. He said, you have two hands. And when you move up, you take at least 2 people with you, and that's what I try to do.
I like that.
Yeah.
Great,
And that's but mine, I would say, is strategic leadership. It's transformational also, because I'm called the empowerment doc. I like to empower people. You give people a task, you don't micromanagement, you let them go along with it. And if they need a little direction, then you start to be, you don't micromanage, but you give them, you delegate, but you give them a little more instruction. I like to say it's like building a movie. You know, you give them the things that you want them to do, but then you move them along, and sometimes you have to pull them back and explain what they have to do. But I don't like to be smothered, so I don't want to smother anybody.
Oh, that's great. That's truly great. And it's, you know, I think your experience in I'm sure leading many people gave you that opportunity to really to test leadership attitudes and approaches, and I think you really found your way that works best, and very admirable in that sense. Cita, if you would share with me, as we always ask our guests, to talk of just a couple of seconds here, or a couple of minutes on your leadership Brevard experience, and you especially coming from a leadership background. How did you find the class and the things that you were able to learn? I'm sure you were able to share a lot of your leadership skills, but probably also learned a lot about our community and the people in it.
Okay, how many days do we have?
The show's only 20 minutes long.
I love Lead Brevard at Brevard. And at my experience with Lead Brevard, it was an investment in myself. I like to tell people, don't say how expensive things are, because I know we're getting ready to start a new class. Oh, I can't afford that. Well, an investment in yourself is the best thing that you can do. I think that if you don't invest in yourself, I heard somebody say, this isn't mine, but they say, don't invest in yourself and see how expensive ignorance is. Okay. So at Lead Brevard, I learned a lot of, things, and it reinforced a lot of the things that I've learned throughout the years, but I've gained a lot of partnerships. I gained a lot of friendships, and I'm telling you, the experience that I gained at Lead Brevard was different from my military experience and my civilian experience, because we got an opportunity to go to a lot of the different government facilities, the different organizations, the field trips. And I have been here 20 years in Vieira, and I had never been into the jailhouse. Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, that's good. That's a very good thing.
That experience remind me of my experience when I was at Leavenworth. We had a tour, something like that. But the tours that they send you throughout the class was really good. It shows you how we could make a difference in our community, in the environment, in the economic development, in the safety of our communities, and just giving back. The speakers were impeccable. That was just awesome. We had a lot of great speakers, and some of the alumni came back and they spoke as well. So I think it reinforced what I had. But I say for anybody that's going in a leadership position right now, it's a must-have. Go to this first, and then go on to other leadership courses. But this is a must-have. And I said I was preparing myself in case I decided to run. This is just a joke, though, okay? In case I decided to run for political office.
Well, here, I'll share one with you. After I took leadership Brevard, I ran for political office. So. You did it? Oh yeah, it gets you going, and hey, we're neighbors. I'm a fellow Vieira resident, so
I won't tell everybody how old I am. I'm 30 and holding.
There you go, exactly. You look 29, but if you want to say 30,
thank
okay.
you. I'm bringing you some cupcakes.
There you go. Oh my goodness, that's great. Well, your perspective on leadership, Brevard's spot on. I think that's one thing that everybody that goes through the program finds out is what a great community we have. And yet also what the needs of our community are and how we can best serve. And I thank you for your service to our country, but more so thank you to your service here in Brevard County, and to the folks that really need your leadership and your perspectives and your experience to help them reach their own levels of success. And that is something that is so very important. And so, Cita, I thank you for being with me today and for being with us. And I hope that the folks will watch this and really take the nuggets that you've provided and help to grow themselves, and that they'll be coming through as much better people. And I'm sure as you've turned many people into much better people. So I'm going to take a shot right now. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody, but I'm going to bring it back just before we close. So hang in there for a second. I want to remind you, you've been watching Leader to Leader, and our very special guest, Cita Gibson, retired Lieutenant Colonel from the U.S. Army, with a wealth of experience and just a great attitude. Just a lot of fun to talk with today. If you'd like to be a guest on Leader to Leader, give Lee Brevard a call. It's 321-632-8222, or go visit their website at leebrevard.org and send them an email that way. And also, if you're interested in sponsoring Leader to Leader, we're still looking for some folks to give us their support, and you'll be able to get some great promotion. We do a lot of we'll do a lot of things for you as far as getting your name out there, giving you opportunities to talk about your business or organization, and it will be a great boon to Lee Brevard to help out them. And of course, they are a charitable nonprofit organization. But it's nothing short on charity there. This is all forward pushing, and they really work hard to make sure that we've got leaders at our disposal so that whatever organization needs help, they can find it through the Leadership Brevard group. And anybody who's taken that program knows that. Also, let's see, we've got tomorrow coming up, Suzanne Sparling from Eastern Florida State College is going to be my guest. Amar Patel is coming up for us on Thursday. And so we've got a really great week planned for you. Don't forget, Lee Brevard presents Leader to Leader each and every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 12:15 p.m. I am your host, Gio Roper from Roper & Partners Public Relations. I get my little plug in here. If you need to elevate your businesses or organization's brand, if you need to tell your story better, if you need to attract more customers, clients, or support for your organization, and you need to do it through great public relations, publicity, and marketing. And that's kind of what I do. I'll make you famous. You can find out more about us at Roper and Partners, the word and partners.com, or you can give me a call personally at 321-205-3155, and I'll be happy to talk to you, share what we can do to help you grow your business, grow your brand, grow your sales, make you some money. It's all about that at the end, and making sure that you're successful too. So, hey, wrapping it up here. Thank you again, Cita, so much. I really appreciated the time you took with us today.
Gio, and thank you, Lee Brevard. Yeah, and remember, leaders, keep it simple, and wealth is not just given to you. God has given us the ability to obtain wealth and to produce and create wealth. Deuteronomy 8:18. Thank you. God bless all of you.
Great words to end on, Cita. Thank you so much. And thanks for watching Leader to Leader. We'll see you tomorrow, Tuesday, July 15th. Suzanne Sparling will join us. Have a great day, everybody.
Likewise.